Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll explain selection statements in C, which is a very important topic in any language. Selection statements. If you can see here, if statement, if else if ladder. These are all the main selection statements in C. Selection statements are used to make the decisions based on the conditions. For example, here if I have a condition, based on that condition, it will make the decision. And one more thing, they allow the program to choose the different paths of execution based on the condition. Based on the condition only, it will choose different parts of the program. Clear? Here there are mainly three selection statements in C: if statement, if else, and else if ladder. Let us start with the first one. Before starting, if you are new to my channel, then subscribe to it for more videos like this. That will be a motivation for me to create even more videos which will be helpful to you. Done? Done. First one is if statement. It is used to execute a block of code only when the given condition is true. For example, I have taken the condition, if condition. If it is true, then it will execute that statement which is there inside that condition, or else it will skip that. If the condition is false, the statement is skipped. Clear? If the condition is true, then it will execute that statement, or else it will skip that. Clear? This is the syntax of this if statement. If the condition, if it is true, then it will execute the statements inside, or else it will skip. Here let us understand, condition is a logical expression. Here the condition is a logical expression. I'll explain in an example. If condition is true, which means non-zero. Non-zero means true. If the condition is true, the statement will be executed. If the condition is false, which means 0 in binary expression, the statements are skipped. Clear? For example, int x is equal to 0. I have taken the value 10 to the x. If x is greater than 5, if the condition is true, x is greater than 5. I have already told that condition is a logical expression. You can see here it is a logical expression, x is greater than 5. If it is true, then it will execute printf x is greater than 5. If it is true, then only it will execute this statement, or else it will skip that. Here in this case, x is greater than 5 because x is equal to 10. In this case, it will print x is greater than 5 because it is true. Clear? Here you can see the flow chart. The condition, if the condition is true, it will execute the statements which is there in the if block. If it is false, it will skip and normal statements will be executed. Clear? If the condition is true, it will execute the if block statements, or else it will skip that and come back to the normal state. Clear with if statement? If the condition is true, then it will execute the statement present in the condition, or else it will skip that. As simple as that, if statement. And the second one is if else statement. Here it is used to execute one block of code if the condition is true, and another block of code if the condition is false. Here you can see in the syntax I have if and else. If the condition is true and the statements which are here present in the if block, it will be executed. If it is false, then it will come to else block and these statements will be printed. Clear? If it is true, then these statements will be printed. If it is false, then it will come back to the else part and print these statements. Clear? This is if else statement. Let us see an example. Before that, I'll tell you once again, the condition is checked here, if condition. If it is true, if block executes. If it is false, it comes to else block and it will be executed. For example, int x is equal to 3 if x modulus of 2 is equal to 0, which means if the number is divisible by 2, completely divisible by 2, then if it is true, it will be printed this statement, printf even number. Clear? If it is false, it is not, the number is not divisible by 0, then it will come to else part, printf odd number. Clear? When it is not divisible by 0, it will come to else part, or else the number is divisible by true, it will come to if block only. It will execute this statement, even numbers. Clear? And in this example, x is equal to 3, which is not divisible by 0. If statement will be false, then it will come to else part and it will print odd number. Clear? If it is, then if I take the number as x is equal to 4, then it is divisible by 2. It will print even number. Clear? Here in the example it is 3, that's why it will print, it will come to else part and print odd number. Clear? The output will be odd number. Here if you observe the flow chart, it will start with the if condition. If it is true, then it will execute the if body. If it is false, it will come to else body. After if and else both conditions, it will come to statements just below the if. Clear? And it will exit. If it is true, it will execute if body. If it is false, then it will execute the else body. After these two, it will execute the statements below if body. Then it will exit. Clear? If else statement, there will be two blocks, if and else. If it is true, then it will execute the body of if statement, or else it will come to execute else, the statements present in else block. Clear? Let us move to the third one, else if ladder. What is meant by else if ladder? It is used to check the multiple conditions one after another. For example, if I have many statements, many conditions, in that case I have to use else if ladder. It is used to check multiple conditions one after another. Clear? Only one block whose condition is true will be executed. For example, I have taken many conditions here, multiple conditions are there. I'll get confused which condition will be executed. Whichever the condition is true, only that condition will be executed. Clear with that? If no condition is true, the final else block execute. If no condition is true, then the final block, else block, will be executed. Default statement will be executed. Clear? Let us understand. Conditions are checked from top to bottom. Here all the conditions are checked from top to bottom because there will be so many conditions. Multiple conditions are there. First true condition executes. Which conditions execute first means true. If the condition is true, then it will be executed. Remaining conditions are skipped, which means false conditions are skipped, only true conditions are executed. Clear? Else block executes if all conditions are false. I have told already, if all the conditions are false, else block will be executed. Clear? This is the syntax. If condition 1 is true, then it will execute the statements which are present in if block. After that I have else if. If this condition 2 is true, then it will execute the statements which are present in else if block. Again I have one more else if. The condition 3 is true. For example, if the condition 3 is true, then it will execute the statements which are present in else if block. Clear? After that, at the end I have else block. If all these conditions are false, then it will execute by default else block. Clear? Clear with this? Let us see the flow chart. Here I have start, condition 1, condition 2, condition 3, and so on. Here condition 1 is true, then it will execute statement 1. Clear? If it is no, it will go and check second condition. If it is true, it will go and execute the second statement. If it is false, then it will go and check the third condition. If it is true, it will execute the third statement. If it is also false, it will execute else body, and finally it will end. Clear? Which is very simple. All the condition will be checked. Whichever the condition is true, it will execute that statement, or else it will come back and check the other conditions. If all the conditions are false, then by default it will execute else body. Clear? Let us see an example. Int marks is equal to 75. Here the student scored 75 marks. If marks is greater than or equal to 90, printf grade A. If the marks is greater than or equal to 90, then only we have to print grade A. But in this case, marks is 75, which is not greater than or equal to 90. That's why this case is false. Let me go and check else if part. Marks is greater than or equal to 75, printf grade B. Here this case is true, that's why it will print grade B. Let us see. Or else if this condition is also false, it will go to the next else if block. Marks is greater than or equal to 50, it will print grade C. If these conditions are false, it will come to else block. It will print fail. Clear? But I have got already else if block. Marks is greater than or equal to 75, it will print. It is true, that's why it will print grade B. Clear? I have got here. This condition is true, that's why it will execute else if block. It will print grade B. Clear with this? Here in this case, marks is greater than or equal to 90, which is false again. Marks is greater than or equal to 75. Here the condition is true, that's why it will print grade B. The output is grade B. Clear with this? This is about else if ladder. Here multiple conditions will be there. If it is true, then it will execute only that block. If all the conditions are false, then by default it will print else if block. Else block. Clear? I'll provide this PDF link below. You can easily access this notes PDF by clicking the link below. And if you found this video helpful, even 1%, then subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And if you are a beginner, cannot understand anything also, you can easily understand any topics easily in such a way that I'll prepare the notes and all. If you found this video helpful, then like this video and share this video with your friends who are struggling in C programming, that too in selection statements in C. If they are confused, share this video with your friends and comment below which subject or topic you're feeling difficult, or if you want me to explain in simple way, and let me know. I'll consider each and every comment of yours, and very importantly your like, share and subscribe comments will be motivation for me to create even more videos which will be helpful to you. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video.